So, where are we?
This is St. Charbel's Hall, which many a legendary all-ages show happened here. There's a band from Moncton called Bad Luck Number 13 that played a show here once that was mind-blowing. It was like everybody knew Bad Luck was a really good band, but people today who are at that show still say, remember the time Bad Luck played St. Charbel's Hall? And it was phenomenal. It really opened our eyes as kids to how good these bands can be. They're not just throw together, let's make some noise on our basement. They're solid musicianship, solid band, good songwriting, entertaining performance, and I will always remember Bad Luck playing St. Charbel's. It was incredible. This is also where I went to that SNFU show, the first time I saw them. This is where I did my first, this is where I put on my first show. And my last show, people will, if you ask people from the scene to talk about what they remember of St. Charbel's, one of the biggest things that come up are that in the venue space, like which is right in here, we would go in down the door, down the stairs, and into the hall, which had a low ceiling. And when SNFU played, the sweat was so heavy, and it was in January, that you could hardly, it was like St. John at like 5 a.m. Like it was just thick fog. You know, there's a band in there somewhere, and every once in a while you would get hit by somebody, but it was almost impossible to see what was going on. But if you ask someone what they remember of St. Charbel's Hall, they'll say the priests would sell beer to anybody out the back. They had a canteen window, and you know, popping chips or beer, no ID required. So that was like, that was a draw, I think, at that point for kids, like kids in high school, kids in middle school. Like, let's go to the show. We can sneak a beer, and we'll buy it from a priest. but doing shows in a place like this is residential, so part of, you know, as a promoter, like the things that happen inside are one thing, but you've got to also have somebody, or you know, you got to do constant rounds of the parking lot because there's houses nearby, and you know, high school kids for the most part, mischievous, are going to get in like, oh, there's you know, let's go see what's in that backyard. I remember one day somebody came down the stairs and they said there used to be this postcard punk that lived in Fredericton, you know, like the studded jacket and the mohawk and all this. I won't say his name, but I used to love, because his mom drove a BMW, and I was like, how credible is this, like Skid Row look that you're pulling off? But anyways, he had passed out drunk in the parking lot of the apartment building next door. So I remember having to leave the show and go find this idiot and then wake him up, or, you know, it was like get up or we're calling the police or an ambulance, and he would get up and then he would come in and he would cause problems. But that was one of the elements. So if you were going to put on a show, it wasn't just about a band and looking after the musicians and the audience. It was also like you had to do neighborhood security just to make sure that you kept the heat low so that you wouldn't lose, you know, you didn't want to lose the venue because a neighbor complained. We ended up losing it because the operators complained. But yeah, but this is actually like right inside that door is where we kicked the dirty bucket of water down the stairs, possibly to this gentleman who's driving in right now.
Okay.
But
cool.
that was 25 years ago, so maybe he won't recognize me.
Yeah. Let's pull a cut.
Okay.
All right, this is great.
Sorry, we're filming a movie. All right, thanks.
That's awesome.
Got my own. He's like, why?